Hello dear students, welcome to the online lecture for BA Part 1st English Literature. Students, on your screen you can see the text of the poem that is prescribed in your syllabus. The poem name is Not Marble Nor the Gilded Monuments, and this is also called Sonnet 55. As you all know that William Shakespeare, who is the writer of this poem, he wrote 154 sonnets, and he is also known for these sonnets. And among these 154 sonnets, 128 sonnets are addressed to his friend Mr. W.H., and this poem also is in the same series. In the last video, we have studied quatrain first and quatrain second, and in this video we are going to study third quatrain of this sonnet that starts with these lines: against that and all oblivious enmity shall you pace forth, your praise shall still find room even in the eyes of all posterity that wear this word out to the ending doom. Students, first of all, we should know that what is the central idea of this sonnet. So the sonnet expresses the idea of immortality of poetry and art. In this poem, the poet claims that the great monuments, tombs, and statues will come to an end by the course of time, but poetry and art will always remain alive and have everlasting effect on the generations. So in this poem, the poet again, in the third quatrain, again the poet is celebrating the idea of the immortality of his friend's memory. Against means against. All oblivious enmity means enmity which seeks to destroy everything or is forgetful of everything. Shall you pace forth means you shall stride forward. Here you refer to the poet's friend Mr. W.H. The image is perhaps that of leading a procession or of striding onto a stage. Your praise means the poet's friend's praise. Still means constantly. Still here means constantly, forever. Find room means be given time and space. Even in the eyes of all posterity means all future generations. The ending doom means the last judgment. According to Christian mythology, when the world comes to an end, the fate of all humans who have ever lived is finally decided. Those who are to be saved sit on the right hand of the God, the Father. Those who are damned to go to the left and are condemned to everlasting flames, the bottomless pit which was prepared for the devil and his angels. So the ending doom here means the last judgment, the last day of judgment according to Christian mythology. So in the third quatrain, the poet is saying that every object in nature is sure to decay. He is confident that even the most omnipotent, even the most powerful death also cannot destroy the memory of his friend. His friend's memory will live forever. People will not forget his memory. All oblivious enmity means all the enmity of forgetfulness. So he is saying that no death, no oblivion's curse shall you pace forth, means they can never destroy you, they can never uh, back to you, and you shall stride forward of these Your praise shall still find room even in the eyes of all posterity. Means in the future generations, your praise will forever remain in the eyes of the future generations. And your praise will be given time and space. People will not forget his friend because he will live in the immortal verse of the poet. That wear this word out to the ending doom. Here the poet is going with the Christian mythology, and he is saying that even at the time of the last judgment, you will never be forgettable in the future generations. And the last concluding couplet is in the text. The last concluding couplet starts with the line, so till the judgment that yourself arise, you live in this and dwell in lovers eyes. Live in this means in this verse. Live or dwell means the repetition of word connected with to live counteract the effect of death, war and destruction. In lovers eyes means a reminder that this is also a love poem and a reminder of the power of love to transcend mortality, perhaps a reference also to seeing babies in the loved one's eyes. So the poet, in the concluding couplet, the poet is just taking a challenge about the immortality of his friend, and he is saying that as long as these words are read till the judgment means till the doomsday, you yourself will arise and you will live in this verse and you will dwell, you will live in the lover's eyes. And he is saying that as long as these words are read, oh my friend, your memory will be alive in the eyes of the readers, in the eyes of the lovers, because this is also a love poem. So in these lines he is saying that this memory will make its eternal place among the generations and will last till the day of judgment. The poet uses hyperbolic expression for the memory of his friend. So this notion of the ending doom is the main point in the concluding couplet. The poet assures the youth, the poet assures his friend that his beauty will remain immortal as long as one single person still lives to read these sonnets, which themselves will be immortal. The sonnet just addresses the idea of immortality through verse, and the final couplet addresses this problem with the assurance that it doesn't matter. Since you will live in this and dwell in lovers, it is enough that the fair Lord lives in the lover's eyes or the eyes of the poet and presumably everyone else who sees him. So this sonnet is remarkable for its prophetic note. A.L. Rouse writes that all that one can say about this famous sonnet, this splendid incantation, is to notice the extraordinary outburst of confidence in his verse on the part of the poet. Hitherto so modest, perhaps it came naturally enough along with the relief of anxiety. So we may conclude not from this alone that poets are the only prophets. And Shakespeare wanted to make his friend immortal through his verse. That's why he is claiming that as long as a human being exists, his poetry will also exist. His friend will also gain immortality through his poems. Even after generations, his poems keep the memory of his friends alive. This sonnet shares its theme with that of several others, which oppose the power of verse to death and time's cruel knife and promise immortality to the beloved. So this is all about this poem, and in the next videos we will study the another poems that is prescribed in your syllabus. So that's all, students. Thank you all.